Good afternoon. How are you? This is my first walk and talk since Holly's been home from the hospital, for which we are very happy and grateful, both to the hospital and all the many people that have supported us in these days. And it's kind of comforting that we're in the same place together. We spent one night at a hotel when she was discharged because we had meetings at the hospital the next day. So we had an adventure going to Best Western. So what's going on? The same things, but with changes, some good, some bad. I'd start off with comparing the Ukrainians to the Americans. Ukrainians are prosecuting war crimes against a Russian soldier who was involved in Bucha. Now, consider the fact that they're at war and they're having an accounting for these atrocities in the here and now. Yet here in the United States, by comparison, 1 year and 5 months ago, we had an attempt to overthrow our government, and not a single person who was involved in planning and executing it in the White House, on the Hill, or the people in between has been called to account for this historic, monumental, unconstitutional attack on our form of democracy so they could replace it with an autocracy. How can we put up with that? How can the people who are so-called leaders look at themselves in the mirror? And at the top of the list is Garland. And, you know, I have my friends, the apologists for the Department of Justice, he's working his way up. You don't work your way up this investigation from the people on the street who charged into the Capitol. You go to the Chief of Staff, Meadows, for Trump, and you go up to the Hill and you talk to Hawley and those people, and you get them in a grand jury and you ask them hard questions. That's what we should be doing. That's what we've not been doing. Meanwhile, the trail gets cold. So that's number one on my hit parade. I know it's no surprise to you. And I have reservations about the January 6th committee. It's not how many witnesses you talk to. That is 1,000 witnesses I hear now. It's what you're going to do with it. Not sate our curiosity. Actually demand a prosecution. And you can't pass legislation in this Congress because we can't get anything past the Senate because we can't get around the cloture vote requiring 60 votes. So that's my short-term view on that. Consider the fact that how long ago did Meadows, the Chief of Staff to Trump, get called for contempt of Congress, and Garland has not done anything about the case all these many months on a simple contempt charge. Congress has just called, 5 more people to testify. They've subpoenaed them. They're not going to appear. They're going to be encouraged by the fact that justice doesn't do anything. And they won't use the inherent power of Congress. It's kind of pathetic to watch. It's sort of like somebody taking on a street bully and saying, come on now, do what I want you to do. Come on, please, 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 please. Well, that doesn't work. The fist. And we have lawful fists to throw in this case. Talking about that, in terms of law and order, we have a Supreme Court, 5 judges have outlawed the law that's been there for 50 years, changed in fits and starts by various cases along the way, including particularly the one case after Roe v. Wade, and the declaration of the 4th Amendment, 5th Amendment, due process, right to privacy, years before in the case of contraception. So what is going on? Well, people are protesting because when something like this happens, that is out of the law, a judge out of the law just declaring, that law doesn't matter anymore, prompts people to say, how do we respond to that? What lawful avenue is there? Well, the First Amendment is a good one. Civil disobedience is another one down the line. But I don't think that the people who are standing outside Kavanaugh's home are violating any law. And it seems to me what they are doing is exercising the First Amendment right. And that's why they're being shadowed by different law enforcement personnel, hoping to catch them do something. So that's our problem there. The other thing that strikes me is the Senate vote on Roe v. Wade. Some Democrats didn't even agree with the variation of the statute. But why would you ask the Senate to vote on something to get people you know their position on the record? It's just make work. It's a sign of weakness. What they should be doing is going after the Supreme Court. Yes, FDR did it and he had difficulty, but you know what? The court changed after he did it. And this is much more obvious because you have an extremist, Alito, writing an opinion for 5 justices, 3 of whom have high question marks about whether they should be on the court at all. And he's basically saying, the law didn't mean anything with the back of his hand. That's not how we make law. That's not how we build on precedent. And because of that, we have a legitimate attack that the court is not doing its job. It is not judging. It is being a political hack, advancing a contract that they made before they ever came on the court. So that's what I have today. And again, it's good to have Holly home. And I want to thank you all for wishing us well. We have miles to go before it's over. In fact, really the whole rest of her life, but the next 6 months are going to be very difficult. In the meantime, in my cathedral of really green trees, it's just beautiful out here. All the best. Bye-bye.